You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hello, I'm Author Gerald Manuel, and I'm on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. And when I'm online, I listen to Jerry Royce Live on www.speaker.com, positivepower21.org. Peace out.
Have you been hurt? Been backstabbed? Got a talking back team? Well, you're not alone. No. Escaping to another reality. Through Dominic Wilkins' good books. Good books, audio books, paperback, ebook, good books. Available on AuthorDWilkinsGoodBooks.com.
Hi, this is Armada West. I'm the author of The King's Mortal, and I'm on Jerry Royce Live.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Cotton. Hi, I'm Teresa Powell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Samuel Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Barron. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hi, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Lamar Marquis with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin Lynn, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.authorBillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional, and exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Writing Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to WritingRoyaltyPromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live, and you're listening to episode 318 with Armada West, author of The King's Mortal. It's right, available March 16th, just was dropped. So before we bring her on, let's have a word from our sponsor, Mr. James the Shade, the Romance Man.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. Deshay. That's D-E-S-H-A-Y. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
This is Brandon Royce, and you're listening to Jerry Royce Live worldwide on PositivePower21.org.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live worldwide on PositivePower21.org and Spreaker.com/PositivePower21. Tonight's guest is Amanda West. Amanda West is an American author and model from upstate New York. Her first notable recognition was her comedic play, The Lou Cube, which won a playwright competition and starred actress Fiona Hutchison, an avid gamer. West wrote articles and tech reviews for the GamersHub.net. Her foray into publication began at Crushing's Heart Black Butterfly in 2012 with the release of her romance novella Undefeated and her first full-length novel Bottom Feeder, a short story. Underneath the Christmas Tree was included in her first Hot Ink holiday anthology, MILF and Cookies. West co-authored in romantic sci-fi short story Space in the Fall with her fellow author and friend Jay Leith. The piece premiered in the Chrysophone Song Anthology from Keith's Publications. In 2012, West was contracted by Distinguished Press for her series Winter Tide, a revamping of Bottom's Feeder. King's Mortal will be available March 6, 2015, When the Gloves Come Off, a full-length novel adaptation of West's Undefeated, was picked up by Rome's Publishing in 2014. The release date is pending. As a model, Amanda has been featured in Riot Vixen magazine, February 2014, and on Ink Girl. She's also worked with game developers Jamie Frame for his 2014 Tree Translator Kickstarter campaign and was featured in 2 of his promotional videos. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Amanda West, author. Enjoy this presentation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Amanda West to Jerry Royce Live worldwide. What's up, Amanda? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Not too much going on. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing awesome. So glad to have a fellow model on the show. You know, I used to do that back in the day. Nothing to brag about, but I got some bills paid. So you still doing that?
Yeah, I'm still doing that. I was in touch with a photographer that wants to get into fashion designing and, you know, try and set something with them to actually model clothes for once.
All right. So we're going to get into that a little bit. But before we ask you any more questions about your modeling career, we want to know, who is Amanda West?
I'm pretty simple. I'm originally from upstate New York, cow country pretty much. I grew up on a farm and everything. I moved south about 5 years ago, and I loved it down there. I just moved back up north this past summer, and I'm miserable. This past winter has been terrible. I'm depressed and sad, and I can't wait to get back down south.
Get out of here. You said the winter been affecting your mentality? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I write really dark stuff, but I can only handle so much doom and gloom around me.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk about that. All right. So tell us about your modeling career. Now you mentioned ink in your bio. So was that like tattoo magazines?
Yeah, I am pretty heavily tattooed. The photos I had in Riot Vixen, they showcased a lot of my tattoos. Ink Girls was all about sexy tattoos, classy tattoos.
Now, where can people find you if they want to peep you online on social media? Where can they find you?
They can always pull me up on Facebook. It's Armada West. Just search it; it'll come right up. Same with Twitter, at Armada West. If you go on Ink Girls, I'm available under North Carolina and Connecticut.
Oh, good. Yeah. Now, I've been on your Facebook page. A lot of it's talking a lot about you being an author. So they will have to go through with all your photographs you have a lot of pictures of yourself? I see a lot of flowers and statues and book covers.
I got a lot of pictures up. I keep my modeling stuff in an album all by itself, so people won't have to hunt too hard.
Okay. All right. So we just check out your albums. All right. Now, how did that get started? The modeling career with the tattoos.
It's funny. When I was down south, I had a friend and his wife modeled, and I joked, I was like, anybody can be a model. And they're like, well, it's so easy, why don't you go do it? So it's like, all right, I'll go do it. Watch me.
And bam, it happened. Wow.
Yeah, I'm one of those people where, if you give me a challenge or say I can't do something, the first thing I'm going to do is go do it.
Yeah. Now, you sound very young. Well, how old are you?
I am 26.
26. Yeah, you're very young. I remember 26. Matter of fact, I think 26-year-old women are very interesting. They pretty much lived enough of life that they know what they want at 26, I would say. I remember that age. Very mature. You guys kind of know your direction. You kind of made a few mistakes. You learned enough that it's time to move on. So where are you right now in your mindset, your thinking when it comes to your career and relationships, those kind of things? Where are you?
I'm in a pretty solid place right now as far as career goes and everything. I'm kind of working, pay the bills. I have a direction I'm going with that. I would love in a few years after I get some of the bigger bills paid off to cut back to just part-time and, focus on the writing. The writing is really what I love to do, so, of course, that's what I would love to have as a full job.
Yeah. Now, do you think that the modeling may take off? Is there any room for advancement?
It definitely hasn't hurt my writing. There was a point where I was getting 40, 50 friend requests on Facebook every day, and I'm pretty sure that the modeling helped to drive that.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, the easy part of making money is writing books and getting the downloads. You can make money while you sleep. Wake up, wow, 5,000 downloads. Man, you can't beat that. Can't beat that. Now, you penned quite a few books, to be so young. Did you go to school for writing?
I did not. I actually can't stand writing classes. I'm one of those people that I can't be told what to write. I can't write essays or anything like that. My editor probably wants to kill me, but I put in semicolons wherever I want. So there is no writing class at all in the method of how I do this.
So how did all this writing, this career get started? What happened? Where the book
I've always been writing for as long as I can remember. I've always been working on something. I used to write poetry when I was younger. I started writing a play, and then that led into the other play that I actually was recognized for in the region. I started writing books when I was in junior high. Actually, The King's Immortal is an evolution of a book that I wrote back in high school.
Oh, wow. Good. And we're going to get into The King's Immortal in the second half of the show. We're talking to Amada West. We're getting to know her. Now, you did a short story, sci-fi. That's my thing, sci-fi. Now you tagged it romantic sci-fi. Now, how can a sci-fi be romantic? Is it enough room? And then you said it's a short story. How did you get romance in the sci-fi?
Very carefully. The Persephone's anthology, that was all about romance and the story of Persephone in mythology. And, it's supposed to be kind of this desperate romanticism. Romance really isn't my thing. I always need to have something else to build on. So I went for sci-fi. So I have this story that's set out in space. There's this guy, he's part of a rebel alliance. He's agreed to go in for negotiations with the leader of the enemy, and he ends up getting a few surprises.
So who did he fall in love with?
He ended up falling in love with the daughter of the rebel commander, who was actually a cyborg. Yeah, he had died. They had put in a cyborg replacement to give the illusion that he was still alive while she ran things from behind the scenes, and, she wanted to negotiate.
Wow. Very clever. Very clever. Yeah, I'd like to read that piece. So where can we find that piece?
That is also available on Amazon.
On Amazon. Good, okay. So we can afford it. We can afford you now since you're a big-time model. All right. Now, 2012, you were pretty busy. You released a romance novella. Okay. Now, you just said the romance not your thing. So what happened there for The Undefeated? That was full-length novel, right? What happened?
That is more of a sports romance novel. It has a boxer in it. It has this female who's really strong. She's a martial artist. There's mobsters and stuff. So it's really elaborate, really big plot. I like to think of my books as, sci-fi with romance in it rather than romance with sci-fi.
All right. Now, like you said earlier, you're a young writer. How did, 2012 social media, I know it was in the millions, I guess, for the younger people at the time. I think the older people didn't really understand Facebook until like 2013. But for your people, your age group, they really understood it. Was Undefeated successful using social media, or you had to do the book sign as the traditional route?
No, I thought that it was pretty successful. I have, some great reviews on Undefeated. I had some subpar reviews on Undefeated. But, it was a learning experience, and I actually went back and revised it, beefed it up, made it stronger. So, social media definitely helps get the book out there. Authors, we love to have reviews. We love feedback. And we listen to the reviews when we get them. If somebody makes a great, valid point, it's something that we try to address.
Yeah. So did you like the way your characters developed in Undefeated the first time when you released it? Or, was that one of the things you had to fix, was the characters, or the plot had to be adjusted?
It was a little bit of both. It came off very young, very naive. But fast forward 3-4 years, wherever we're at now, and it's definitely matured with me.
Good. So did you love your characters at the end?
I do. They are probably some of my favorite characters.
Now, is it a stage? Now, could that be written into a stage play?
I think that would probably be better off as a movie.
Oh, I was going to ask you that. Is it possible? Because now you have all these young short film directors and cinematic videographers out there right now, really cheap. They're looking to make their name. Is it possible it can become a webinar or a short feature film?
I see no reason why I couldn't. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me, we can talk about it. I'm up for discussion.
All right. Now, you said you're based in the South. How South are you? Like Mississippi, the Carolinas,
North Carolina.
California, North Carolina. Wow, everybody's coming out of that area right now. I'm meeting a lot of music artists coming out of that area, and everybody's happy with the location. They're not trying to seek out California or New York. So everything can happen right there in the Carolinas now.
I feel like, that part of the South is just a lot more authentic than a lot of parts of the country, so.
Yeah, and I think I can get you in contact with someone after the show. I heard this guy was pretty cheap, man. When he said this price, I thought they said like $75,000, and no. And it kept going down, and I saw his work. It's phenomenal. I said, I need to take a trip down there and get some stuff done. I said, wow, amazing. But, when people are good at what they do, sometimes money does not matter. They just want to see their work. They want to share their work with the world. And social media has made that happen. Now, are you using YouTube to reach out to your people so they can see you, doing your thing? Are you with that? Or are you just basically just a blogger?
I do some YouTubing. Actually, on YouTube, I have an official trailer for The King's Mortal that has me in it. I also have a blooper reel. I had an unofficial trailer as well, but I thought that the blooper reel was probably the best.
Yeah. Now, what's a blooper reel?
I couldn't stop laughing and cursing while I was trying to do the actual trailer filming. So it's basically me stopping in the middle of everything going, shit.
Oh, so you actually used real characters. So you guys went drama. You used drama.
Sort of. The trailer itself is kind of told from like a gypsy perspective, like the outsider looking in, you know, laying out the fortune for what's going to happen in the book.
So with your trailer, so did you take it to another level? Because I know I see a lot of trailers where it looks like it's like a little animated movie, and you're seeing pictures float over. I just think that's so boring with the music and the words. So you're actually using people. You can see people acting out your whatever you're trying to promote. Is that what you're doing?
The trailer is actually me dressed up as a gypsy. We did up my living room and everything so that, you know, you're in a fortune teller's space, and I'm laying out the cards. I'm telling you exactly, you know, this is going to happen. You know, there are dark waters ahead. So.
Wow, you're so creative. Where did all that come from?
I'm really into the mysticism. You know, obviously you can't write a paranormal book without being intrigued by it at least some level. So it kind of comes out.
All right. Well, let me delay our break a little bit. So how did you grow up? What was childhood like for you?
I was a pretty lonely kid. I was always the black sheep, going off doing my own thing. You could always find me in the library looking at this book, working on this project and stuff. So really a loner.
So you didn't hang out with like athletes and cheerleaders and chess club kids, none of that stuff?
No, I tried, but I guess I was just a little too spacey for them.
No, so you weren't adventurous, like, you know, try drugs with the cool kids to fit in and drinking all night and, you know, have your parents wondering where you are, reckless living. So you weren't reckless in high school?
No, I grew up with my grandparents, and I sat at home and, you know, I was a good girl.
So you stayed home and entertained them? That's cool. Wow, that is awesome. All right. Well, we knew what. Now I'm finding that I'm getting all of the real fantastic stories from the pastors, the Christian community, the gospel singers, and the musicians. They're the ones that got the crazy, you know, high school stories and everything. And I get some of the fictional writers. I think when it comes to writers in your genre, they seem to be a little bit more, you know, tuned in to what's going on in the world because they're watching everything and listening. Is that your personality?
Yeah, I'm definitely a watcher. I'm really good at, you know, kind of seeing what people are thinking and what's going through their heads, and I'm a really good third party.
Awesome. I'm kind of a little bit of both. I can entertain you at the same time, but at the same time, I might be in the mood. I just want to watch people. It may be I guess you feel that there's a moment when you need to be quiet and just observe, but you turn that on all the time. Is that what you're saying? Is on all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I can go back and forth. I can be the social butterfly now and stuff. You know, I grew up trying to spread my wings, started doing the modeling and stuff, and I'm more out there now than I was when I was a kid.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Good for you. Okay. We're talking on Model West. We're about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about her book, The King's Mortal. Can't wait to talk about her characters. All right, I'm Jerry Royce Live, and we're going to listen to a little bit of Reese Publishing. Check them out, Reese Publishing. And check them out on www.positivepower21.org.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reads World Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website. www.reachworldpublishing.com.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.author.BillPowers.com.
Hi, I am Arthur Crystal Alexis, and I'm on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. Woohoo!
All right, thank you, Crystal. All right, we're talking to Amada West, and we're here to talk about her book, her brand new release, just about a week ago, King's Mortal. All right, Amada, tell us about this book without giving away too much, just enough to get everybody interested, and then we're going to talk about your main character and how that character was developed. You mind talking about the book a little bit?
Yeah, all right. The King's Mortal, it's very dark. It really displays the most corrupt side of mankind. Basically, there's Lana Corbin. She's your typical teenager, except she's dating a drug dealer. She has a blood disease. She's dying. Her drug dealer boyfriend pisses off the wrong people, and she ends up kind of, up shit creek without a paddle. Vampires end up coming into the story through some twisted means. They're after some people, and she can help them.
Wow. You know what? I missed the book description. I was looking at your page. I didn't see all of that. Get out of here. Wow. So you have like cartels involved, or they're more like mobsters, gangsters? Because I know it's a little difference in the way people write, the cartel, gangsters, and mobsters these days. Where are your drug dealers? What level are your drug dealers? Are they street level, or are they bigger than that?
They're bigger than street level. They're more like the kingpins. Like, if I think of, a drug lord, I picture them, chilling in their mansion. They've got their tigers and their, collection of gold guns and everything. And, everybody kind of scurries away from them as they walk by.
Yeah, right. The ones that are running things, like running it like a corporation, a real business. All right.
Yeah.
Then the vampires. So how does the vampires fit in? Are they trying to protect something, or somebody stepped into something they had no business stepping into? What happened?
All right. Well, Lana's boyfriend, Vic, is a drug dealer. He has some people working for him that the vampires are after. So they start infiltrating his ranks in order to get to them.
Oh, so that's how they got in there. Okay. Wow.
And, Lana ends up seeing more than she should have, and there's really no way back from that point.
Wow. Now, if you had an opportunity to make this a webinar, I'm talking like 20-minute episodes, this would be awesome. You think you could pull that off?
It's funny. This is probably the one book that I would much rather see as like an anime or something drawn, because in my head, if I try to picture it happening live action, it just seems cheesy.
Yeah, right. You need a really big budget to pull something off like this, so it would definitely have to be animated. And there's some guys out there that are really, really good at this too. Are you looking into it right now, or is it a money issue?
It's not something I've dabbled in yet. I love anime. It's one of my favorite genres of television to watch. Like I said, if there's anybody out there that's interested, they can definitely hit me up.
Yeah, that's right. Put the word out there. You have to join those guys' groups, because there's a lot of them out there. Those guys are off the chain, too. I've seen their work. It's ridiculous. Because the software is cheaper now and the computers can actually handle them. Before you had to have like custom built systems to run that software, in the day. I remember. But now, man, a good strong laptop and a big monitor.
That's all it takes.
That's right, and you're good to go. Wow. Just need some creativity, and some voiceover work. Now, I'll make a good character in the voiceover.
I think you'd be a great character in voiceover.
Yeah. You might have to have some patience. You have to have everything written out for me, though, because I forget names. Yeah. Wow. Man, if you get this thing off the ground, you have to let us know. We got to have you back, because I love it. I was really big into Dragon Ball Z. I just went crazy when Dragon Ball Z went to the next level. My son, he was really...
it's a classic.
Yeah. I was like, wow. And then, of course, the Japanese animated guys really, if you ever get a chance to look at their stuff on YouTube, it's crazy. Because then when social media really got strong with YouTube, we were able to actually be able to download without buffing for minutes. Now you can really enjoy their work. And there's some really, really good work out there right now. Really good stuff out there.
There's some crazy good artists.
Yeah. It's just that sometimes their storyline is a little off, and they need some help from somebody like you, like a real writer. So that's the only problem. They just need a writer and help them out a little bit with development. But like you said, it's crazy. All right. Now, I know you probably got some favorites out there, but it's about you tonight. All right. Now, how's it doing right now? I know it's only been released for just, I think, a week or two. King's Mortal. How your fans are receptive to? Are they feeling you with this right now, or they can't put the street together with the vampire? Because people love vampires. Vampires are like heroes to some people now. They're romantic. They're like destroying the worst of mankind and make it better for everybody. How you feel about that?
It's funny you say that, because my vampires are actually the headsmen of God.
Hmm.
Yeah, the people that they're after are, really wicked people, morally corrupt, and vampires were created by God as the ultimate weapon against them.
And they're probably the only creatures that can destroy these real gangsters, because the normal humans they don't have the weaponry to handle them.
You got it.
Now, can your vampires, can they like totally withstand, like the drug dealers probably don't believe they exist, so not giving it away too much. Do the drug dealers, do they become, can they challenge these guys after a while? Do they kind of figure out, okay, these guys are real? At first they didn't believe it, but now they see that it's real, and they trying to figure out how to stop them before they stop them. Is that happening in this book? A real war?
No. It's really twisted. It's one of those stories where, just like with real people, there are varying degrees of good and bad. Mm-hmm. And it's the same, unfortunately, within the vampires. There are some people that are, out for their own gains instead of fighting the good fight. And they kind of team up with some people that they shouldn't.
But not the cops? They're not teaming up with the cops?
No, there are no cops.
Oh, there's no cops. Okay, so in other words, so the city is allowing the drug dealers to do what they're doing?
Pretty much. I mean, they have run of the show.
What city? What city is this taking place?
This is called Davenport in Massachusetts, and it is just outside of Boston.
Boston.
It's a fictional city, but that's where I imagine it is.
So is it dark, like kind of remind you of Gotham a little bit? Gotham
Definitely.
City?
Gotham is actually a really good comparison.
Wow. So your drug dealers are like bigger than life then. They real gangsters. Unstoppable.
Yeah, they're out there, they're doing their thing. Everybody knows their face, but nobody does anything about it.
Killing at will, peddling. So what's their drug of choice?
They sell a lot of cocaine, under the table, pain medications, kind of whatever anybody's looking for.
And that's kind of a big thing right now, is pain medication. That's like the, I call those pharmaceutical drugs. It's like, it seems like that's the biggest thing that's happening right now. I think that's what's causing people to lose their jobs and their families because of the amount of pain they're living with, you know. And I think, you know, I think narcotics is big right now.
Yeah. And sadly, you know, it's one of the easiest things to kind of get a hold of.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yes. And I think they're starting to make up a lot of the storylines that's coming out now. You know, people not just like, oh, I'm a coke dealer. It's like it's bigger than that now, because what people are going through. Now you said you're kind of in a dark place right now. That, you know, writing this kind of material, does it help? Does it help you? You know, with your own mentality. You know, because you have to feel those characters. You know, when the next time you gotta go low like that? Because I know you're probably planning to release something else, right?
Yeah, this is definitely a nice way to funnel all of that out instead of trying to keep it all inside. So it puts it out there and takes it away from myself.
So you would say it's therapeutic?
I would definitely say it's therapeutic.
Wow. So Amana, how did you get there? You know, is it because you surround that in your world? I mean, is it doing your research? I mean, are you real thorough with your research when you're writing a book like this? Like, where did you go? Where did you take your place? Where did you take yourself when you was developing King's Mortal, the characters in the place?
I'm one of those authors where I shut my eyes and I let the movie play in my head, and I'm just writing down exactly what I see happening. And like I said, this is a story that I actually started writing back in high school, and it used to be really young and innocent and naive, and as I got older, it just kind of spiraled into this dark, overwhelming beast.
Yeah, it's going to have to be animated. You might make a killing on download. Now let's talk to you. Let's just pretend you're the producer. Okay, you already, you know, the animation has already been developed. It's completed. I'm not sure how many hours it pans out to complete your story, but would you release it? Say, how smart would you be with your release? Talk to us about how would you market it? You know, with social, because this is the problem right now. And I think because of where you are, you're young, you understand social media, you understand animation because it's just like big film. People listening right now, they're between the ages of 45, 54. That's like my 80%. That's my core. They're creative with what they do, but they don't understand the back end like you do. How would you market King's Mortal as an animation, piece by piece? How would you do it? Where would you start?
I think one of the biggest places that something like that would be able to take off would probably be on something like Instagram. That seems to kind of be the new Facebook, and everybody's tagging everything and hashtagging and resharing with their friends. So I think that would be a really solid place to start, you know, and also releasing just small clips on YouTube, doing it as like a Snapchat kind of thing, just quick teases to kind of get people interested before sending them off to, you know, a proper site where it would be available in full.
So you want to see, so your advice would test it first before you launch it to iTunes or Amazon?
I would probably start with like a lot of teasers and stuff, kind of get the intrigue. You know, whenever, you know, you see a preview for a TV show, the first preview you see for it is generally only a few seconds long.
That's true. Now, you just said something really, really intelligent. Now, looking at what's coming out right now and in the theaters, you know, there's a lot of junk coming out. I think 50 Shades of Grey.
There's a ton of junk coming out.
Yeah, Gone Girl is probably going to be some of the, and maybe Selma, they probably going to be probably the best 3 movies you probably see in a while. Because a lot of times once we start seeing the Academy material. You know, some of the stuff that's winning the big awards. You know, we don't even know about those flicks. You know, like, well, where were they playing? You know, a lot of them are coming out of the big festivals. You know, where only these people have access to these films. So then we find out about now it's available as a download. You're like, well, shoot, I spent all this money watching this junk all year long, and now I'm disappointed. You know, now where do you think they make their mistake when they green light this junk that's coming out?
I think that they're kind of just sticking to the ideas that have worked in the past, but those ideas have been out for a while. People are used to them. There's nothing innovative or interesting about it. You know, and everything, half of what I see commercials for is a reboot. There's, you know, new Jurassic Park, and they're doing Star Wars over again. They're, you know,
like
they're redoing Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Like they think that because it's a new generation now that they're going to be interested in that crap because they entertain us. Because we didn't have nothing else. We didn't have anything else. That was the best stuff that was out. After they got to the 4th and 5th Star Wars, I had enough. You know, it's like, oh my God, another one?
I can't even watch the newer Star Wars movies because, you know, it just takes some of the life out of the original.
Yes, it does. The only thing I think that's been getting good has been Star Trek. They did a pretty good job with Star Trek. I think it was the characters that they picked. They were interesting. You know, even though the missions are all the same, I think it's the characters, you know, them being the characters that they use, they were always like against the norm. And I think people feel that way on their jobs now. Like it's like these big decision makers are saying, "Let's do this." Well, we don't believe in it. We have a voice. We want to say something. We're part of this company, and that's to me that was the Captain Kirk that we were looking at. So I think that's why a lot of people in their 40s and 50s can relate to Star Trek. Now, is your generation are they relating to Star Trek? Can they relate to this series?
I mean, I'm kind of nerdier. You know, like we said when we were going over all the things I've done, I'm a gamer, and so I'm into the anime, the video games, the Star Wars, the Star Trek. So the people I surround myself with are too. We just, you know, that's what we do, is watch those kind of shows. Firefly, you know, just that whole genre.
Wow. So, because I noticed that some of the younger writers, you guys don't really like fall in love with a character, and that character has to be around for the next plot. Like you can recreate a new one. Like you'll let the audience fall in love with them, and the next thing you know, they're gone, they're dead. They die with that title. You just move on. Is that your style, or you love the characters that you're developing, and we may see them again?
I love the characters that I'm developing, but I have no problem sending them to an untimely death.
No commitment. Wow.
No commitment.
Because you have another one.
It's probably better if I don't love them.
It's like they're so good, so you're so excited the way you develop the character, but it's like, you know, I can move on. That's what you're thinking, and that's kind of surprising to your audience. Now, did they get angry? When you start getting reviews, they can't believe what's up.
Yeah, there's been a lot of anger. You know, I've had some friends that have read the book, and they haven't gotten around to posting reviews yet, but the first thing that they do when they reach a point in the book is message me and say, "Why did you do this? You know, I liked this person. I liked that person. You know, how could you do this?"
And you know, it was only one movie that I can remember, you know, me growing up in my 30s, that they killed the character that was in a whole movie, and I couldn't believe the writer did that. And that was, doggone, the title escaped me, but the guy was actually a U.S. Treasury undercover agent, and they was tracking down these guys. I think they were doing like counterfeit. I don't know why I can't remember the name. It was one of the best movies, so even today it will compete. And they actually killed him. And that was the first time ever. Because it was like when people was it was a Michael Mann's movie, matter of fact. A Michael Mann. I'm going to have to get you that title.
You definitely do.
Because it was just like, Miami Vice was so popular. Everybody was in love with Don Johnson, and, he couldn't get shot or be missing, and like, where's Crockett? Couldn't go wrong. He's going to show up and he's going to be in the next series for the next episode or whatever. But this movie really shocked me. I was actually angry when I left the theater. I was like, is that the rule? You can do that?
I think that's part of the problem with the generation, a little bit above mine, definitely the generation below mine, is that they're used to everything being safe. They're used to, knowing that their favorite character is still going to be there. And it's nice that a lot of authors are kind of breaking that mold, right immediately. George R.R. Martin with Game of Thrones. You never know who's going to die this week.
That's right. You don't.
And, even if you want to go a little bit further back to when I was younger, J.K. Rowling. There were some tragic losses in Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't something that, the younger generation is really used to.
Yeah. Because, for us, the most, I think, traumatic thing that happened for us was Dallas when JR got shot. People was going crazy. It's like the world was about to stop because, it was JR. Who shot JR? That was like the main concern. We kind of knew he was going to be around, but it's like, well, who did it? We thought everybody loved him. They loved him, but they hate him. That was really big in the day. Wow. So it'd be kind of dangerous to have you guys as president of the United States. You wouldn't have a problem pushing the button. So the U.S. is going down. It's done for everybody. Bam. So you guys wouldn't have no problem pushing the button. So how old would I be by the time you run for office?
I don't know, but I'm betting that there won't be Social Security by the time that I'm in office, so you won't have to worry about that button.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know about that. All right. Wow, Marta, this was a great interview. I really enjoyed having you on the show. It looked like we're about to be over, so we're going to take a quick break. And when you come back, you give us your final thoughts and, any encouragement you have for any up-and-coming writers and guys that's interested in doing some animation for you. Okay? All right?
All right.
All right, hold tight. Let's run a quick commercial real quick.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional. And exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today. Available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Hey, this is director-producer Alan Wills, and I am on Positive Power 21 with Jerry Royce Live. And when I'm online, I listen to Jerry Royce Live at www.spreaker.com/positivepower21.org. Y'all heard?
All right, we're talking to Marta West. She has no problem pushing the button on your favorite character. So don't fall in love with them. They may not be around. All right, Marta, we're ready for your final thoughts for tonight's show. And we really appreciate having you on the show, too. You're awesome.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. And we wish you the best out there with those downloads, too. Keep being creative. I'm definitely going to check out your trailer, get that on the site so people can check you out. Wow. It's good to see some creative minds, taking advantage of social media, taking it. I mean, it's free. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Technology, man, is so cheap now. Just need to be creative, and I can't wait to see your trailer. All right, we ready for your final thoughts?
All right, well, I definitely think that everybody should go out there and get a copy of The King's Mortal. It's available as digital. It's going to be available as paperback in a couple days, hopefully. So whichever method you prefer, if you like the smell of books, you can have that. It's really dark, sinister, but there's definitely a passion about it. And it's a whole new twist on the traditional vampire lore. It's something that you've never read before.